Another Marco.
Check.
Euro. Yay.
For me, it's the starting. Remembering. Okay, so let's start that again for anyone who's joining via the video. So this week we're looking at sitting in silence, and those of you who've done Kundalini yoga, either with me or with other people, will know that there's not a lot of silence in Kundalini yoga. We tend to use music as a way to help us calm the mind or direct the mind or motivate us or whatever. And the silent sitting tends to be more a Buddhist practice. And one thing that comes up again and again for people in meditation, whether it's Kundalini and kind of a quite active and dynamic meditation, or whether it is a more quiet, silent practice, is what we do when the mind is getting too active and we struggle with difficult emotions. And I'm just going to, we may not even realize that it's us that we're struggling with our own emotion, because we may be projecting the discomfort onto other things. So it could be, I'm too busy, I've got too much to do, I'm thinking about work, um, I'm restless, uh, or just, the mind is churning and we're not even really connected to that space of meditation very much. So, Marco, is it okay if I mention a little bit about our conversation today, about the expectations? And yeah, okay. So my one-to-one today with Marco was about, when I meditate, my mind is really busy and I don't get that nice clear space. My mind is never quiet. And when we come to meditation with any kind of expectation, we are not meditating, because we are attached to an outcome. We're attached to meditation being something that we want, which is an ego engagement. And to really be in effective meditation, we are looking to release the attachments of the ego. So the first thing is, come to meditation with no expectation. Let go of the need for your mind to be still, for meditation to be blissful or even pleasant. Very often it's not, and it's that we're going to look at today. Meditation is the practice of sitting. It is not the end result. Okay, so we can all meditate. Some of us may enjoy it more than others. Some of us may feel that we're better at it than others. But if we say that the benchmark of whether we are meditating or not is simply the fact that we are sitting, then we are all going to be meditating today. Okay, so the no expectation also takes us much more effectively into the space of no judgment. And this is also another important thing to realize. If we're sitting in meditation and we're saying, well, this is crap, this is rubbish, this is a waste of time, I'm no good at this is horrible, I don't want this, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of suffering caused by the chatter. We're in judgment, which means we are not really in a meditative space. Okay? It may be that you are sitting and it is extremely emotionally or mentally uncomfortable. It can get so mentally or emotionally uncomfortable that the physical body is starting to react, that there is this real physical need to move. And the discomfort can be so strong that you don't even realize anymore that it's coming from your mind. So, sitting in silence is an opportunity, because there are no distractions, it's an opportunity for us to really see what is going on within us. In a way, it's very much like free diving, because when you free dive and you come up against a blockage, there is absolutely no one you can blame it on. It's your shit that you're dealing with down there, okay? And because there's nobody else there, you have to face it. Same with silent sitting. There is nobody else, there is no interaction. Whatever is arising from within you. And so this is an opportunity to observe, to name, and to welcome. So those 3 stages I want you to write down: observe, name, and welcome. And I mentioned this story to Marco today, and I think I may have mentioned it already on Sunday. Tea with Mara. Did I mention it on Sunday? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it was on another one-to-one. So this is, Mara is a Buddhist goddess. And when the Buddha was sitting under the Bodhi tree, waiting for enlightenment to come, understanding the cause of all human suffering, he was visited by the goddess Mara. Now, Mara is the goddess of all of our resistances, all of our negativity. And she visits us almost every time in meditation. Yeah. And what happens most of the time is that people go into battle with her. I don't want this. I want to change this. I want to stop this. Whatever it is, we're pushing that unpleasant feeling away. We're pushing the anger, the boredom, the negativity, the frustration, the pain, the fear. We push it away. We don't want to sit with it. And so what happens instead of meditating is we're in the battle with Mara, or we're out of our meditation, which often happens. Fuck this. I'm going to go and do something else. I'm going to have breakfast, have a coffee, and go to my computer instead. Yeah? Familiar? Yeah. Okay. So what the Buddha taught was, when Mara appears, is you do those 3 things. You name what it is that she is showing you, what she is bringing. So it can be anger, can be boredom, can be frustration, can be fear, can be ego. I'm too busy, I'm too important, I'm too intelligent. I had somebody say that to me once. I'm too intelligent to meditate. Okay, I'm a meditation teacher. What are you saying about me? Whatever is arising that is causing you discomfort, that is causing you disconnection from the meditation space, you name it, you observe it, you name it. And the naming is important, because often we just feel discomfort and we're not clear what it is. So the Buddha realized that when the discomfort appeared, when the goddess Mara appeared, he needed to name what it was that she was bringing, and then invite her to sit down with him and take tea, drink tea. Drinking tea with Mara. And so when we're in our meditation and the discomfort arises, we want to name the discomfort and we want to welcome it. We want to ask it to sit with us and drink tea. You can even, if you like, put a second cushion next to you for this exercise today. And you can actually visualize your discomfort as another being, as another entity, a separate entity to you, and you're sitting together in this place of openness where connection can occur. All right. So just telling the story so that you have a concept of this being really a key aspect of all meditation that we do. Meditation is not about sitting in bliss. Meditation is not having a clear mind. Meditation is confronting all that causes us to suffer, naming it and befriending it. And that is how we relieve the suffering. So some of you know the story, my story of boredom in meditation. My teacher said it's boredom, observe it. And the moment that I did that, I had, the only way I can explain it was a soul transfer between me and my olive tree in the garden. And having been sitting there just going, I fucking hate this, I can't do it anymore. I'd been there for an hour and a half. I had another hour to go, and I was in so much discomfort. And that discomfort had been building over 3, 4, 5 days. When I finally emailed my teacher and I said, help. And the help that came back, which I thought was crap, quite honestly, at the time, was it's boredom, observe it. And I was like, is that it? Is that it? Ah, shit. Okay. Next day, the itchiness, the restlessness came. It's boredom, observe it. I became an olive tree. I had my roots in the ground. I had my branches in the sky. I had all that I needed, and I needed to go nowhere. And I was deeply at peace, and I could have stayed there for hours. That is just my personal experience of how naming and welcoming in the discomfort had a massive shift in my meditation experience. Okay, I can't promise that that's going to happen to you, but I'm not unique, and this is one of the key cornerstones to sitting in silence. Okay, feel the discomfort, name it, observe it, name it, welcome it. So the naming it is crucial. This is why you have the pen and the paper. So what you can do actually on your piece of paper is to draw a line down the middle. On the left is where I want you to write any of these uncomfortable emotions or feelings that may arise during meditation, so that you're naming them and we're getting clear on what comes up for you in meditation. And the other column, any random shit that's coming up and is distracting you, and you just need to put it somewhere so the mind can let it go. You have the column just for your dumping rubbish. Okay, so 2 different places. The first one, the left column, is the really important one. It's where you are naming that which needs to be seen, that which needs to be healed and resolved through being welcomed in. And on the other side, it's just your dumping ground so that you can come back to the moment and to the sitting. Okay? Any questions? No. Okay. So for this, yes, go on, Tessa. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how do I distinguish uncomfortable feelings from any random shit?
Random shit is like, I forgot to send that email.
Mm.
Like stuff that is just these like a mosquito, like the thoughts that are just bothering you and it's distracting you from the meditation. The uncomfortable stuff is like, it's the moment when you're sitting and you realize that you are so distracted or you're so emotionally uncomfortable that you just want to get up and stop. So it's, you know, the mosquitoes are going to be there almost constantly. You don't write them all down. You write down the things that you feel you need to remember, but to clear off your mind.
Okay.
It may be that nothing appears in that column because actually there's nothing super important that's arising for you. and it's not a problem, you know, but you may just be sitting there going, shit, I forgot to buy peanut butter. I really want to get peanut butter. Just write down peanut butter, okay? So it's on your list, and then you can put it on your shopping list for next time. Yeah, so it's just this weird stuff that the mind is, yeah. But the left
Okay.
hand column is the important stuff. It's like, you know, it is the I really hate meditation. I don't want to be here right now.
Mm.
And it may be that you get through this whole session and you didn't feel uncomfortable. Or it may be that you feel uncomfortable 5 times and there's different things that are arising. But for me, the important thing about this practice is to try to get as clear as possible about the specific discomfort. Yeah? So, and try to be really subtle. So is it boredom or is it frustration? Is it a feeling of not being good enough? I'm no good at this. Yeah? Or is it just I'm too busy and important and this is a waste of my time? So that you're getting very specific about what makes sitting in silence uncomfortable for you. Okay? Now, if you get to the point where you're writing down an uncomfortable emotion, write it down, and I would ask you to stay seated and observe that emotion for as long as you can. And as happened with me, it may transform, and it may, just the naming and the welcoming may completely transmute the feeling. If it doesn't, don't exacerbate your suffering. Give it 5 minutes and then just stand up, stretch your legs, go to the bathroom, have a glass of water, come back. Okay, we will be here until 7 o'clock. But come back. Give yourself 2 minutes, 5 minutes, come back and sit again. And the welcoming, yeah, this idea of having a cushion next to you or drinking tea together. You're my boredom. Be curious about it. Ha! This is what you feel like, boredom. Welcome. You're very welcome. And just make space for boredom or not feeling good enough or whatever it is to just be with you. Okay? All right, enough talk because I'd like to get proper meditation time in. All right. Okay, so just take your time now to get settled. You've got your pen and paper, maybe something to drink. Sit comfortably with your spine straight, and when you're ready, you can close your eyes. Just draw your awareness to your breath, if that helps you to come into stillness. Either the sensation of your breath or the sound of your breath. It might be observing and witnessing the sounds around you, inside, outside. And as much as possible, ignoring or just observing the thoughts that arise. Just let them pass. They're like flies or clouds in the sky. Just let them pass. If something keeps returning, just write it down so that it has a safe space and you can relax. It can relax and then continue. So just continue now on your own, observing your thoughts, trying not to be the thoughts, not be the drama within the thoughts, trying to observe them, and then taking a little bit more distance, observing any reaction that you have to the thoughts or to the sitting. So very gently now begin to bring yourself back. Could be by deepening the breath, bringing gentle movements into your spine, your neck, your shoulders, moving your tongue inside your mouth. And when you're ready, I want you to just note below anything that you've written down so far, what benefits you get from this practice. Also make a note, if you're not sitting every day, why that is. What are your reasons for not meditating? Okay. Now, Capucine, you probably need to leave us first. Is there anything that you'd like to share about the practice? What came up? Any questions? Or those last two questions for reflection as well?
I feel really at peace, and I was wondering why I stopped the meditation. That's the first random shit that came to my mind, thinking, oh, I need to planify some meditation again. But actually now I remember why I stopped meditating. It's because even though I know it's not, but I thought it was because I couldn't meditate properly, which is just an excuse, considering that meditation is just sit and be silent. Yeah, I I really struggle not to fall asleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sitting away from the back of your chair when you're meditating?
No, I was like with my spine straight.
Oh, good. Yeah, the tiredness will come, and that's another distraction. That's another Mara tactic. So you could even put that into the left column, like I want to sleep, and to maybe get curious about the tiredness and what might be behind that, because it's a tactic to to sabotage the practice, and maybe there's something there, um, beyond the tiredness or the laziness or whatever it really feels like for you. That could be an emotion worth exploring. um, what do you take away from today?
That I'm gonna try to meditate again on regular basis, and
Okay.
just, yeah, just a few, like, the thing is also I do guided meditations.
Mm,
I think it's funny enough, it's probably, except when I was doing my vipassana,
mm,
I think it's kind of the first time that I'm meditating with nothing,
mm.
no music, nobody to keep
Right.
my mind busy, talking to me, or
Mm. What do you think might be the benefit of one over the other for you? Like silence over guided, for instance, if you think there is a benefit.
well, the guided is kind, I think that in a way I should, there should be a result of some kind,
Mm. For meditation.
and yeah, which is stupid, and with the silence, it's just a silence. So I listened a lot to the fly that there is at your place. Yeah. um
Mhm.
I actually was, I didn't have any uncomfortable feelings or emotions.
Mm,
I spent my whole time, I had a mantra that was saying, think of not thinking.
mm.
So
Okay.
think when I was inhaling, not to think when I was exhaling. So it seems that my mind was really busy to catch the thoughts, but also um, very good at not hanging on to the thoughts. But I had many thoughts,
Mhm.
but I never came to the end of it. Never.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. I mean, sitting once, even if it's a longer sitting practice, is maybe, for some people, uh, not enough to bring up the Mara, to
Mm.
have that confrontation. And this is where the daily discipline is really important, because it's that repetition, and particularly sitting in silence, that repetition of, and the modern, in particular, the modern mind is like, where's the entertainment? What next? What, where do I get my next fix, my next stimulation? So
Yeah.
i-
Oh,
in the daily repetition of the practice, the mind will want more, not more of the sitting, but more stimulation, more interest, more entertainment, more differentness. Um, and that's then when the discomfort will probably get triggered.
okay. So because in my mind, it feels that I'm used to, because I had quite a good practice before. Like I just, I'm not doing it for a couple of weeks only. Uh, but in my mind, I feel that I'm quite good at spotting the moment where I'm about to wander away.
Mhm.
Am I tricking myself in being good at spotting the time? So I allow myself to just go everywhere because I know that I'm not gonna go further away as soon as I'm gonna spot it.
Um, gosh, I don't know. I mean, again, there's a judgment I'm good at. Um,
Yeah.
uh, it's very hard to say. I mean, obviously, the more that we sit, the more that we train our mind, the better we become at this detached observation. So
Mm.
what I hear is that maybe you are more practiced at catching the moment of, I've been distracted for too long, now I come back. And yeah, that's a skill that is trained through regular sitting. So having done Vipassana, yeah,
Mhm.
could well be that that's something that you learned. I mean, it's one of the main things that you get from doing a Vipassana. Mm. Yeah, but watch out for any sense of comparison or good or bad or
Yeah, it's just like I was consistently thinking, don't think, don't think, don't think. And so I was thinking that I was thinking
Mhm.
that I shouldn't be thinking.
Yeah, starts to get really messy. I mean, the next stage would be just to let go of that, because that's also like an anchor, like a guided meditation. You're giving your mind something to do instead of thinking. The next thing would be just to allow the thinking to be there and to be in that space of observing it, but not being in the story. So that uh,
Mm.
for instance, one of my cats is not very well. Obviously, I'm worried. What's going to happen? Um, so rather than go into, I can observe my concern that I'm worried about her. I can maybe reconnect with the vet coming to see her yesterday, but then I just try to let it go. So I'm not then thinking about, oh, and I must send the vet a message, and then tomorrow I've got to go to the pharmacy and da da da.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm caught in the story. So it's like you see the thought and you don't follow the story. Um, and then at some point, as you go deeper and deeper into your meditation practice and you have these confrontations with Mara, then it's like another stage of detachment of observing your own discomfort. Because then discomfort very quickly pulls you in to the drama. It's a strong drama. It's not just, I hope my cat's okay, or put peanut butter on the shopping list. Yeah, then it's like, I hate this is so uncomfortable, I'm suffering, and to be in detachment to that is then ultimately what we're trying to um, get to with the silent sitting.
So I have a question because kind of, and now I'm worried because for the Vipassana, it took me 3 days. Like for me, the first 3 days were totally okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the fourth day, and I heard people telling me the other way around, that for them, kind of for everybody I've met, for them the beginning was very hard and then it got better. So I'm worried if I have to wait for 3 days to meet Mara, like in a very powerful way.
Again, it's expectation and comparison. This is all
No.
intrigue. All intrigue. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you experienced in Vipassana. It doesn't matter what anyone else experienced in Vipassana. It's, as soon as you're in that game, you're in your ego. And attachment is as much about what you don't want as what you do want. Oh, is it going to happen to me on day 3, or is it going to happen to me at this point? And you know what? And
Okay.
I was really conscious when I had that experience with the boredom and becoming the tree, oh, well, I wonder if on day 2, I wonder if it will happen again. And there was part of me which was like, of course that won't happen again, because it was so weird and so profound, but it did. And it happened every single day, and it was so weird. But then I got into this, really, it had to be really in this state of consciousness of going, it may happen, it may not happen, that's not the point, you know because it was such an incredible, it was so beautiful that, of course there's a part of me who's going, oof, I want to be my tree again, because it's so lovely. But then I know I'm not in meditation, and probably if I was waiting for it and expecting it and hoping for it, it wouldn't happen. So any kind of expectation, labeling, um, comparison, judgment, really let a big alarm bell go off in your own mind, because there's ego at play in that. Yeah. Cool. If you want to stay to listen to the other sharings, that's great. It might be useful for you, but if you feel you have to go, then have a lovely evening.
I should go.
All right. Well, it's great that you come. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
See you, my love. Good luck with your meditation.
Thanks.
Okay, Tessa.
Voilà. Um, yeah, a lot of chatter. A bit like Capucine as well. Like thinking I should not be thinking. Also very reactive to noises,
Mm-hmm.
like little background noises. Both from Max tiptoeing behind you, which was really cute. As something I heard that the neighbors are thinking like maybe Jose might barge in or something like that. So I put it in the random shit column. And bigger things as well, emotions, like last night we had a session at couples therapy. So there were some things coming back. Also about vaccination. It occupies my mind quite a lot. Should I get vaccinated or not?
Yeah.
I feel a lot of pressure from the government here, from my from my surroundings, not that much.
Let's
People
try
respect my things.
meditation because we could go down a massive rabbit hole with that one.
Yeah.
For now, we can come back to it another time, but
Yeah, and yeah, these were just, yeah, I looked at them, like especially the vaccination and the relationship stuff. As you said, it helped to write it down and kind of park it when you write it down. And I think I might meditate more often with a piece of paper next to me.
good. Yeah, do that.
Then, yeah, the boredom is a big one for me. And I think it started manifesting in like I felt itches or my lower back pain or at last 10 minutes, I think, not even 10 minutes, but last, 7 or 8 minutes, I actually looked at the watch. I fell backwards and I let myself lie down and did a body scan, which was nice. So, yeah.
Okay.
Like
Last two
big,
questions. The last two questions, what did you get out of it?
well, I felt really relaxed, and I think at a certain moment when I was sitting, I went in some kind of almost sleeping phase because I almost felt myself dozing off and had this dry feeling in my mouth as when you do a short siesta or something. But it gave me this nice and warm, tingly, comfortable, relaxed feeling. And directly the question, why don't I do this more often? And that's the next question, like if you're not, wasn't it? Like, what's your, yeah. Oh, what are the reasons for not meditating? Yeah. Well, a bit like Capucine, fear of not doing it right. Forgetting it also.
Okay.
Oh, I have to go outside. I'll do it later. And then afterwards I forget. So procrastination and forgetting it. And I think the boredom as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Like when I wake up in the morning, I think like, sometimes I think like, I should be doing some kind of small meditation. And then I think, yeah, but I'm going to fall asleep again. You know, I need to get moving and get a cold shower and go outside, rather than first sitting in silence. But I know if I don't do it first thing in the morning,
It doesn't happen.
it's hard for me to fit it in.
Yeah, you need to work with that. see how you can juggle the different pieces of the morning puzzle where it can fit in and become part of your habit stacking, so that it becomes a non-negotiable between two of the other things
Mhm.
that you're doing already. Yeah, good. Okay.
Yeah, because the tongue scraping and oil pulling, the cold shower is really, and the walking especially, but I've got two little helpers for that, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, the logical place would be between the bathroom and the walk,
Mhm.
because you've had your cold shower, you're awake, you're alert, and then you go for the walk, and then you're busy. Yeah,
Yeah.
give it a go. Give it a go. Okay,
Okay. Thanks.
good luck. Okay, Marco, straight in after our one-to-one today of the practice.
I have to switch on my mic. um, for me, it was one topic I had from the beginning. It is not just meditation. It's the last days I have some problems with my back. So just between the shoulder blades.
Okay.
So I have a topic just sitting really straight. Because of that, I put some more things below me before the meditation to sit a little bit more straight. And in between, I just touched a little bit the back of the chair, but not really pushing against it. And so the first time there was really silence, and then some different noises where first I thought, oh, can't it be silent now? And then I thought, okay, it will change nothing.
Mm.
Let it be as it is and accept it.
Yeah.
And then it was okay for me. And but in between, I had really, really strange things. So there was nothing where I thought, okay, I have to stop now because so this topic I normally have in the morning just to say, oh, okay, I want to do different things and I don't have time for meditation. But for now, it's okay because I know I have the time right now. But there were things I don't know why I'm thinking about that. So nothing out of my normal life. And yeah, it was okay. At the end, I was really relaxed. Um, in between, I tried to breathe more deeply because nearly all the times, last days, I have a how to say, my muscles are really hard.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, and just when I think about it and try to relax and relax everything step by step, I can't get it relaxed.
Mm.
And yes, that's it. I really felt relaxed after that, and it was in general totally okay for me.
Mm. Okay. So hopefully it's a little extra motivation after our call today to get you into that space of silence every day in the mornings.
Yeah. So this is just the last days. I have done it every morning.
Mm.
Sometimes a little bit longer, sometimes a little bit shorter, but done every day.
Good. We'll keep up. Mm. And
Yeah.
I think when we sit and we are really conscious, like you talk about your back problem, the tension that you have there and here. I mean, I would all connected, the upper back and the neck and the shoulders and the jaw. Um, the more that you can sit in meditation and really try to find that straight alignment. Well, actually, I need to take a step back. The first thing is like, are your hips open enough? Because sitting, like you said, you built yourself up, you had cushions. That's really important. Because if your hips aren't open enough to sit, then you will get tension from having to hold more than should be necessary. So getting your seated posture at the bottom, from the bottom up, is really, really important. And that once you do that, you might want to experiment with even more of a lift. Then hopefully this sitting in itself causes the muscle chain to react and relax a little bit more. So um, being very conscious, as you say, of
Yeah.
releasing the tension here, relaxing the tongue, softening the neck. If you need to do some stretches and some circles, then feel where you're holding, and take your awareness into to try to just release anything that's tight. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? No? Good.
Everything fine. In between, I had a short where I was a little bit uncomfortable because I was not sure. I have another Zoom call later, and I was not sure if it was at 7 or 7:30,
Okay. Yeah.
but 7:30, so it's okay.
Go in the random shit column.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Okay, come back to Lynn now on her little mountain.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there were some distractions. Like, I hope it doesn't rain. Is this really meditation? I hope the battery won't run out from the phone. And like a lot of kind of thoughts coming on to like, okay, what am I gonna do with my life a little bit?
Yeah.
Which is a kind of constant chatter right now.
Mm-hmm.
Encounters with Mara is, I feel pretty good right now. I feel a little bit queasy and tense, but not in a level that makes me want to run away or not sit in the sensation.
Okay.
It's like I can observe it, and I think I know what it depends on, and become aware of it. It's not that I can really release it, like it doesn't dissolve, but it gives me kind of a awareness of it and kind of a pointer of some things that I need to kind of work out and solve and figure out kind of in life. I see it like a little kind of red indication light
Okay.
about an area that needs, I think, attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I know why I didn't meditate before, because that was because I was so tired and like kind of in physical, emotional, mental pain from being that tired that it was just like not possible to sit in it. Which I think is okay. To when it's like that level of unease, to actually say that, okay, this is too much, it's not good, okay, I'll remember it and I'll kind of not let go of meditation because of it, but just wait and give it a little time
Okay.
until it's kind of a moment where it's okay to sit again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Good. I mean,
Yeah.
in the balance, those last two questions, like what did I get out of it, and then why am I not meditating, is really to kind of weigh up and see, does it make sense to not meditate when we see the benefits versus the payoffs that we think we're getting by not meditating, because that's the payoffs of not meditating are the trickiness of the ego. It's going to sound convincing, but in reality, if you can infuse your life with this sense of calm and stillness and greater focus, and which leads to greater efficiency and leads to clearer communication and greater balance, and then you weigh that off against, I don't have enough time. It's like, you know, how much time do we waste in our lives at the moment with social media or stuff that is not going to give us nearly the benefits that daily meditation practice is going to give us. So it's just really kind of to bring front of consciousness that this is something that I do for myself because it's good. It helps me. I benefit from it. So I'm not doing it for anybody else. It's something that I do for me because I benefit from it. And the emails and the, you know, everything else is just noise, maybe other people's priorities, and in the big picture of the quality of my life day to day, the two don't weigh up. Okay, well, I would like us to use this week now as a commitment to each other to meditate. And I don't want to make it too rigid because I believe that we should all find our own way into this. But I would like us to each commit to a minimum of 10 minutes a day, and to check in the forum or in the messenger thread, whether you've done your sitting practice. And so we can just see how this week as an experiment goes for us as a group. All right?
Do you want us to experiment with like really like the way we did it today? Like really silent, or can we guided meditations silent?
Silent sitting, not guided, not recordings, not anything.
No, and nor mantras in your head.
I mean, you know,
Because
if they come, but I wouldn't look for them. I wouldn't use them as a crutch.
I just suddenly started doing the satanama from the pranayama.
Yeah. Sometimes, as I say, sometimes they just spontaneously arise, and, you know, they can be there for a while and then they maybe disappear again. But don't start, you know, don't have that as a focus of the meditation, as a crutch, as a mental support.
What we talked about today, inhaling and exhaling with timing is okay in that case, or
Well,
just also only sitting?
yeah, no, I mean, the meditation that I gave you is that it's a pranayama. So it's not, I mean, it is in silence, but it's not just an open space.
Nothing.
Yeah. So if you want to, if you want to park the pranayama and just this week join us in the silent sitting, and then pick up, maybe use that as a foundation then for then building
Yeah.
on top. Yeah. Be nice to have your feedback and your contribution in the group on this one. Okay. I shall let you go. It's 7:30 for you. So we meet again on Sunday morning. Earth, Tattva. And the email will be going out tomorrow correctly. This time I'm working on it this evening. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you all on Sunday morning, inshallah. Or however you say that in Spanish. I need to get rid of my inshallahs and my alhamdulillahs.
Ojalá.
Si Dios quiere.
Sí.
Si Dios quiere.
También.
Quiere.
Yeah, if God wants to. Si Dios quiere.
Si Dios quiere. Thank you.
Mm.
Okay. All right then. Well, I wish you all a lovely evening. Thank you for joining. It was really nice. I also really, really enjoyed it because I've been so busy in my move and my, yeah, all of the logistics. I also haven't been sitting. So thank you for being there as the container and making me do it as well.
Even Max enjoyed it.
He's got to get
Yeah.
back to his bed.
Okay, thank you.
Mwah. Lots of love. Have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Ciao.
Ciao.